Happy New Year! In today's video, I'm going to show you 5 steps that you can take to make this year better than the last one. Welcome to Real Life Abundance. I'm your host, Trillo, and today we're going to talk about something called golden handcuffs. This week's Torah portion is called Shemot. It's the beginning of the book of Exodus. And everyone knows the story of Exodus, from Charlton Heston leading the Hollywood cast through the flies and the locusts and the frogs and the greatest special effect Hollywood ever put together, walking through the Red Sea. But before they ever got to that point, we have this little portion at the very beginning which explains that they were in trouble. The last thing that we had read in the Bible was when Joseph had interpreted Pharaoh's dreams. Remember Joseph in the coat of many colors, and he had brought everybody, all his family, down into Egypt to live a life of prosperity. So now we're in a state where a few hundred years later, the new Pharaoh has got the Israelites in a problem. They're in slavery, they're in bondage, they're crying out for a deliverer, and of course we all know that's going to be Moses. But at the very beginning of this, it's not there. So the question is, how did we go from Joseph living in the lap of luxury and everybody doing great to absolute slavery? The answer is something called golden handcuffs. They were only supposed to be in Egypt for 7 years. There was only supposed to be enough to cover them for the famine. And by the time they got down to Egypt, it was already a couple of years into that. So why were they there hundreds of years later? Golden handcuffs. The golden handcuffs are something that you might be familiar with in your own life as we start this new year. You might be looking at your current situation and thinking, I'm not really where I want to be. I want a better life, but I'm too scared to get out of my comfort zone. I want to have a better job, but the job where I'm at right now is at least paying the bills. You might not even be happy with it. They might only be rusty handcuffs. But if you get comfortable with it, you don't want to leave. And that's where we're here to challenge today, is to see where we can move out of our comfort zone and have a more prosperous, better future year. Maybe you're in a situation where you don't really have any friends. But who has time for friends anyway, right? You've got too busy of a life. Maybe you are an aspiring young creator and you want to make a difference in the world. But at the end of the day, who am I? What have I accomplished? Look at me, look at my life, look at how chaotic of a mess it is. How can I ever make a difference in someone else's life? These are the golden handcuffs. These are the states where we go, I am where I am, and that's just how the next month is going to be, which means that's how the next year is going to be. And we all want to break out of that, but we don't know how. So today, I'm going to show you 5 steps that you can take to make this year a better year and get out of your rut. Okay, step 1 is have a morning routine. Do a quick YouTube search on just the words morning routine, and you are going to see hundreds of thousands of people trying to explain to you how to have a better life because of establishing a way to start your day. There are so many good examples of this. Almost every famous person, every successful person in the world has a morning routine established, from George Washington and Benjamin Franklin to Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos. Everybody has a morning routine if they are going to have a successful, productive life. And that's the same for you. If we just take these principles and we start applying them to our lives, we're going to find ways to get out of our golden handcuffs. And if you don't have a morning routine yet, that may be one of those comfort zones where you go, I don't really want to get up at a specific time every day. I don't want to have this meal follow that, hairbrushing follow this and that. Try it. Give it a shot, because there are so many good examples of people that have made this work in their life. What have you got to lose? Step number 2, if you're going to have a successful morning routine, you have got to have a successful evening routine. And this is something a lot of people don't even talk about, because everybody's so concerned with, we're going to wake up on time, we're going to get our day going right. But if you wake up absolutely exhausted, if you wake up miserable because you didn't get to bed right the night before, you didn't get a good night's rest, how is that going to improve your day? You're just going to wake up tired and be groggy all day. So establish an evening routine. This is as important as the morning routine, but a lot of people leave it out. Interestingly, this is actually more scriptural even than the morning routine. We see Adam talked with God in the evening, in the cool of the day. Isaac went out to meditate in the fields in the evening. We see it in Psalms. We see it all throughout Scripture, that the evening time is the place where you have this moment of gratitude, this time of reflection. And that's the key word, is gratitude. Psychologists agree that if you end your day by going, here's all the things that went right today, instead of going, well, I didn't get this done and I didn't get that done and this went horrible and I can't believe he said that to me. If you end the day going, this did go right, I did accomplish that, this did work, even if you've only got one thing throughout the whole day to be grateful for, you focus your whole evening routine on being grateful for that, and you're going to get off to a much better start the next day. Step 3. In case you haven't noticed, getting out of your rut is about patterns and establishing a program for your life, ordering your steps. And a big help in doing that is having a day planner or an organizer of some sort. I've got tons and tons of resources that I looked through for this video. And while there are so many different day planners out there, I actually found one of my favorite ones, not on any Amazon or Walmart or anywhere, but on Etsy.com, ETSY. It's a place where you can actually go and for like $5, you can go and download and print out your own planner. And these things are more than just a calendar. They are actually productivity guides that can help you to set your goals, establish where you want to go, and they can help break it down into manageable bites and then schedule those bites out so that you're able to take them one step at a time and achieve your goals and dreams. And that's the whole point. That's how you get out of these golden handcuffs. Step 4. So now we've got the idea of we got to get out of our rut. But what rut do we need to get out of? What parts of our life do we need to eliminate? Step 4 is to do a cleanse. It's to have a purge. It's to figure out where your boundaries need to be. Because most of us, we don't even know where our boundaries are or if we even have them. So we need to establish where our boundaries are and where they really should be. And some things that can help with this are this mentality of saying, if I'm not super excited about something, if it's not pushing me towards my ultimate goal, I'm going to say no. A lot of people take on too many responsibilities. They take on too many things that don't add up to their eventual success. Some people are so busy, non-stop, and they're just spinning their wheels. And if that's you, you know what I'm talking about, where it seems like you just never get anywhere, even though you're on the go constantly. There are some things in your life where you need to step back and say, does this achieve my ultimate goal? And if not, you need to bow out of it. This doesn't just apply to our busyness and our schedule and the hectic life that we live, but it also means physically. Sometimes people will need to do some fasting or go on a juice cleanse or something like that. Sometimes we just are too sluggish because our bodies are unhealthy. Maybe you need to start saying no to some potato chips. Start saying yes to some broccoli. I know I love broccoli, but not everybody does. It's worth it. There are some areas in our life where we just need to grow up and say, I need to step up and do what helps my life. Same thing if you're going through your Facebook list or your contacts and you say, you know, that person does not help me achieve my ultimate goal. There are some people in your life that you need to separate from, or at least to quietly put on a back burner. These things are actually important steps of growing up and to achieving a new step in our life to be able to get out of that rut. One last thought on cleanses and purges. Your goals need to be SMART goals. They need to be specific, they need to be measurable, they need to be attainable, and they need to be relevant and time-bound. SMART. This has been established over and over and over and over in so many books, and psychology courses all agree that this is the number one thing that every goal has to be a SMART goal. If it's not SMART, if it's not a specific goal, you need to get rid of it. So to say, I need to lose weight, throw that out. You need to say, I need to lose 35 pounds. That's a specific goal. It needs to be measurable. I need to lose 35 pounds of fat. And you can measure that with your BMI, your body mass index. If you have a specific goal and it's measurable, it actually needs to be something attainable. So if you say, I'm going to get $1 million, for most of us, that's not really all that realistic. There are some people out there that say, I need to get another $1 million by 3 months from now. That's perfectly acceptable for some people. For most of us, it's just way out there, and we need to say, I need an extra $1,000 a month. Maybe that's something that's attainable for you. So you need to work on having it specific, measurable, attainable, and relevant. It's actually got to fit into the big picture. What are your big goals? And lastly, it's time-bound. It's not enough to say, I'm going to lose 35 pounds. You have to say, I'm going to lose 35 pounds by the end of the year. There has to be a time measurement and something that you can track and say, I am halfway to my goal and I'm halfway through the time that it takes. I'm on target. Lastly, number 5, your ability to get out of your rut means that you are entering into a new life. And the question is, what life are you going to enter into? And that's where you have to reach into your goals and determine at least one thing to do. Just start with one thing. There's 1,000 things, I'm sure, to get to your ultimate goal. But start with one thing that puts you in a position to be where you need to be. So maybe your job is a problem. Maybe you need to get a new job. Don't put getting a new job as your goal. Say, I need to put in 1 resume a week. That is something that you can actually look forward to every week, and that you can reach out to other people in a way that will make these connections. You need to learn or meet or do one new thing that leads to your big goal for the year. So get out of your normal social environment. This is the #1 killer of why we stay in our golden handcuffs, why we stay in our rut, why this year will look just like last year is because you refuse to get out of your social circles. Reach out into a new community, meet some new people, take a new course, learn a new trait, learn a new instrument, get a new skill, meet some new people. Get a physical or an educational or a financial or a relationship that is different than what you had last year. Get on with your life, because last year is done. It's over. And if you're watching this video, it's probably because you're ready for last year to be over. So if you need to get out of that rut, start working on building better relationships. Reach out, call somebody that you haven't talked to in a while. Every day, call one person on your contact list, whoever it is that is the furthest from your contacts, whoever you haven't talked to in a good long while, somebody that will put you in a better position to achieve your goals in your life. You can join a group. This is go to the gym, join a new class at school, join a recreational club, join a mentoring program. If you want to reach out and make the world a different place, but you think, man, who am I to do it? Go down to your local mentoring club, a Boys and Girls Club of America, or Scouts, or some such, and find out just how badly you are actually needed. Okay, guys, so that's it for this video. Remember, keep it super simple, set up accountability for yourself, and be sure to constantly review and refocus and reward yourself for the steps that you are taking. This is my first video. What do you think? This is my first video. What do you guys think? Leave your comments down in the section below and let me know, what morning routine do you use? What evening routine do you use if you use one? What's your favorite planner or organizer? And also let me know whatever tips you have for improving this video. This is my first one. I'm hoping that this is going to be able to have a good series. This is my first one. I'm hoping to establish a good series for you guys, but I need to know what it takes to make this what you need it to be.